Hey everyone, Janae here, and I am making some holiday goodies, and so I figured why not film it, because why not? Especially around the holidays, I get a ton of recipes that pop up, and I'm a huge fan of cranberries, and I just kept seeing cranberry recipes come up, and I keep sharing them, and everyone's like, oh, those look really good. I'm like, I know, right? They totally do. So I figured I'm going to try to make 4 of what look like the best cranberry recipes all at once, and we'll see how it all turns out. So here we go, right? And to provide me with some additional inspiration as I'm cooking, my good friend Cassie just sent me this Vive, or is it Viva? Vive? I think it's Vive. Is it Vive? Tell me in the comments how you pronounce this thing. So we're gonna say Vive. Hard seltzer, pumpkin spice flavor. Hello, yes, so excited. Pumpkin spice everything. Pumpkin spice, probably the only thing I like more than cranberries, and I love it when fall comes because there's pumpkin spice everything. But this brand is not sold in all the states, and the pumpkin spice yumminess was only available in like Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee, and I'm not in any of those 3 states. So I was like, please, someone help me. And Cassie totally hooked me up. Fist bump, girl. Thank you. And got me the pumpkin spice one. So this is also going to be like a taste test as we go, because, you know, why shouldn't I be drinking? This is mostly pumpkin juice and seltzer, right? So it's not really day drinking. It's more along the lines of, you know, just insert justification here, whatever. So it's definitely bubbly. Oh, there it is. Yes. Oh, okay, that's really good. Not as sweet as I thought it would be, but you definitely get those like the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the pumpkin-y flavor kind of on the back end. It just kind of tastes like sparkling water, and then you get the pumpkin. So fantastic. In case I get parched talking while I bake, this will help me out. Oh, that brings me joy. Oh my God, amazing. So the 4 recipes I'm going to make are, first is a cranberry orange shortbread cookies. And by the way, all of the recipes that I'm going to be doing, I will put in the comments below, so that way you can get the full deal. I'm not going to, you know, show the overhead shot with every single solitary thing that goes into each of these or anything like that. Pretty much just going to chat while we're baking. So we're going to do the cranberry orange shortbread cookies. And then the second recipe was for white chocolate dipped cranberry oatmeal cookies, which only half of that sounds good to me, because I think white chocolate is of the devil. I absolutely hate it. It just coats your mouth, and it just doesn't taste good. So I'm not a big fan of white chocolate, so absolutely not doing a white chocolate dip with my cranberry oatmeal cookie. But I have put my own twist on it, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then we have an easy cranberry pistachio cheese log. And then last but certainly not least are going to be cranberry pecan goat cheese truffles. So hopefully these all turn out. I mean, all the ingredients are really yummy sounding, so I kind of feel like, how can we go wrong? But I guess we'll find out. So, which if you've ever wondered, let me get some sugar here. If you've ever wondered about why shortbread is called shortbread, it is not because the person who's making it is short. Thank you very much. It's about the texture. So pretty much they higher the fat content, or, you know, a lot of butter in shortbread. So the whole thing is how buttery it is. It's because of that high fat content, it actually makes the cookie itself kind of crumbly, and so it is just defined as short. Whereas something that was long was a little more glutinous, was stretchier, and therefore longer. This takes us all the way back, etymology-wise, to a very old, some very old definitions of the term. And so short literally just means that it is more crumbly, which if you think about a good shortbread, it is crumbly. So it's also why if you're adding shortening to something, it's raising that fat content, and it's going to make it harder for the, oh my God, I'm talking about fat and the dogs are running right towards me. You know, if you add shortening to something, you're raising that fat content, and it's going to make it more crumbly as opposed to, you know, denser, more kind of packed together. Knowledge. So now shortbread itself has been around for a long time, and it originates in Scotland, although you can get it kind of throughout Ireland and England, everywhere, kind of throughout the UK. It really does originate in Scotland and has been called a jewel in the crown of Scottish baking, which I agree because shortbread is amazing. But we can actually trace it back to 1736 to a recipe from a Mrs. McClintock in Scotland. So I think that's pretty cool because it's not just, oh, it was around this time, or, we think that it was, around this time period or this, range of years that this comes from. No, 1736, Mrs. McClintock. Have at her, girl. That's where you first get the shortbread recipe from. All right, the outfit. Going to celebrate. Oh, that's so good. All right, and get these into the oven and then on to the next recipe. Okay, so moving on to the white chocolate dipped cranberry oatmeal cookies, minus the white chocolate dip. Now, what I did with these is I figured, I need to do something a little more exciting with it maybe, since I was going to eliminate the white chocolate dip. So what I decided to do was to take all the cranberries that were going to be in it, and because we were using dried cranberries, I decided to reconstitute them with rum, because why not? Doesn't that sound amazing? Like rum oatmeal cranberry, I was going to say raisin. Rummed cranberry oatmeal cookies. Hello. Yes, that sounds amazing. I don't see how it can't be. So we'll find out, right? But anyway, that's the thing with baking is, experiment, try different things. If you think a flavor will go well in something, then toss it in, because who knows? And if you find out that it doesn't go, then at least you tried and you learned, and next time it'll be better because you won't do that. But a lot of times, I kind of feel like it works out. Okay, back we go. All right, gonna add in some of these chopped pecans, which, here's a fun fact for you. The name pecan is actually a Native American word meaning nut that requires a stone to crack. If you're wondering also where pecans come from, many of them are from here in the United States, and the pecan capital of the world is actually in Albany, Georgia. They have more than 600,000 pecan trees there. Had no idea, but there it is. And actually, pecans are native to North America. 80% of the world's supply come from North America. Oh, look what I have here. Oh my gosh, that's good. Some kind of fun facts about cranberries. Number one, did you know that you have been lied to probably your whole life about cranberries? Oh yes. So when you see those ocean spray commercials, the ones where they're like standing hip deep in a bog filled with floating cranberries, and they're talking about ocean spray cranberry juice and on and on and on. I always thought that, that's just how they grow, like in a marsh or a bog, which they do grow in a marsh or a bog, but not a flooded one. Apparently, cranberries grow on trailing vines in those areas, but because there are air pockets inside cranberries, they float, obviously, from the commercials. They flood it, and then they come along and pick everything up since they're all floating, but those commercials always kind of freak me out because all I can think of is the trash compactor scene from Star Wars, and I'm waiting for some like cranberry bog monster to come up and get them. And so now that's in your head, and that's what you'll think about every time you see those commercials, and you'll probably think of cranberries every time you watch Star Wars now. So you're very welcome. Now the cranberry actually is called by a lot of different names as it has gone through its life. Many different Native American tribes had different names for it. And it was actually the Pilgrims that gave it the name cranberry, or actually craneberry, because they thought that the flower of the plant actually resembled the neck and head bill of the crane. So cranberry. Now, if you're wondering why cranberries are used so often in Thanksgiving, is because cranberries are actually one of 3 cultivated fruits that are native to North America, along with blueberries and Concord grapes. And there are some cranberry vines in Massachusetts that are actually over 150 years old. They grow year round, and it's definitely kind of a local homegrown food. So here was the ingredient I wasn't really sure about. Parsley. I'm not a big parsley fan. I kind of feel like the flavor is overwhelming for a lot of foods. But it says that it wants it in here for these truffles. It's going to make it look really, really pretty for sure. I was going to totally leave it out, but it was suggested by several folks that the parsley may offset the sharper taste of the goat cheese really nicely, so I can't really argue with that. As far as parsley fun facts, I'll admit I don't know a whole lot because, again, I'm not a huge fan of it. I know that it originated in Sardinia, random, but there we go. But there's two main types. So there's either Italian parsley or curly, which is this one, or flat leaf, both of which are kind of the same. The Italian one is the different one. And that this is one of the most common herbs used in American cooking. So there we go. All right, just putting together the last one here. And I gotta say, I thought I was gonna have a ton of stuff left over, but this is actually like perfect measurements. Like I'm basically just having enough to cover this last truffle. So that's exciting. Get on there, come on. Okay, time to wash up. Okay, pumpkin spice break. Why is it that it sticks better to itself than anything else? All right, and it looks like that's pretty much it. So let me get it cleaned up and get everything kind of lined up nice and pretty, and then we'll see how everything tastes. Okay, moment of truth. Let me cleanse my palate. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with that. Okay, so we've got our cranberry and orange and cranberry, whatever, shortbread cookies. We've got our cranberry pecan and oatmeal cookies. We've got our pecan cranberry, it's the theme here, cheese balls, and then we have our easy pistachio and cranberry cheese log. So we'll see how these all go. So we'll start with the shortbread. Oh, it definitely smells good. Like, have you ever had that cranberry orange scone from Starbucks, or cranberry orange anything really? It's just got such a nice bright smell to it. Huh. Oh, it's good. It's nice and buttery. Oh, it's got a great flavor to it. Oh yeah. Nope, that turned out really well. I'm happy with that. I think, despite all the warnings in the recipe, which you'll see if you make this, don't leave it in there too long, and you don't want to. Especially with the shortbread. I think I would still leave it in for like maybe a minute or so longer. Not quite as crisp as I want it to be, but the flavor is really, really good. All right, let's try our cranberry orange, not orange, cranberry pecan oatmeal cookies. Sorry. Okay, toasting the pecans, definitely right move. That's really, really good. This is a really good cookie. This is not an oatmeal cookie. It just tastes like a really good like brown sugar cookie, which is, I guess, essentially what it is. But if you want something that is more oatmeal tasting, I would make the oatmeal cookie recipe that's on the Quaker Oats box. and then just add in toasted pecans and cranberries, and you'll be good to go. Again, this is a really good cookie, but it is not an oatmeal cookie. That is a lie. So, just so you know. Okay, so for the truffle, it recommends that you drizzle honey over the top. So why not? I mean, I made a mess already. So let's see. It's always hard not to just get like a glob, you know? There we go. At least the globs went to the side. I actually got a nice drizzle on the thing itself. Now I've got these in the fridge. So it's been in the fridge for a little bit, but not too long. I don't think there's any easy way to do this. Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that is really, really good. 10 out of 10. Absolutely. This is really good. And I'll admit, the parsley is not overpowering like I thought it was going to be. It does kind of balance it out. This is sweet. It's almost on the verge of being too sweet, but it doesn't take that final step. It's just kind of like balancing on the edge of it. Even with the honey, which the honey is really good with it. I thought that was a little extraneous, but again, what do I know? No, this is really good. I'll absolutely be making this again. This tastes like Christmas. Like this tastes like the holidays. I am definitely going to be making these again around Christmas time because it just seems like a perfect holiday treat. Oh my God, this is really, really good. I'm going to eat every last bit of this before I move on to log. Oh my God. Once it's had a little more time to set in the fridge, it's going to be even better because it's still kind of gushy. Because I just made them like 5 minutes ago. So that will definitely help it hold together a little bit, but it's not going to really slow me down. They may not ever have long enough because I think I'm going to eat all of these right now. So far, that's the clear winner. I'm going to cleanse my palate again, just in case I'm still like on a high from the truffle. But I think this is really good. I mean, granted, they're not too different. It's mostly just a spice difference. You know, this is definitely has a more savory in it than the truffle, which is pretty much just sweet. Yep, you definitely get really nice texture with it because you've got the nice creamy, you know, you can see the inside there, you know, get the nice creamy of all the cheese and then the crunch of the pistachios, that kind of earthy taste of the pistachios. Oh yeah. Oh, I just got like a little bit of thyme right there on the end. No, that's really, really good. So overall for my review, the cookies are good. Not totally knocking my socks off, but they're really, really good. But yeah, the truffles, clearly the standout. And then I would say second is probably this cheese log, both of which I'm probably going to entirely consume this evening because they're really good. And I have a lot more of my pumpkin spice seltzer to get through. So yeah, so hopefully everyone enjoyed, learned a few new things about shortbread and pecans and parsley and cranberries. And so hopefully everyone gets a little something new to try and enjoys. But if you could, in the comments, tell me what your favorite recipe is, especially if it's got cranberries in it. Share with me what your favorite holiday recipe or any kind of recipe is that involves cranberries. And make sure that you like and subscribe and leave me a comment about what other kind of things you would like to see me make or eat or, you know, what have you. But I hope everyone enjoys, has a great day, and thanks very much for watching.